Hello, I am Pratik Seni. I am UX designer. I have more than 5 years of experience in designing line. So a user persona is a fictional representation of your ideal customer. In the screening, I ask them, okay, from which profession you are. This is an example of how you can create any user persona here.
So, hello and welcome everyone. I thank you for joining today's session. I hope everybody is doing well, having a great day. It's 3 p.m. right after lunch, so I hope everybody is feeling energized. I'm Sanya Mal, your host for the day, and we are here with Nikhil Fox's series, Tales of Design. It's a very interesting, yet very wide and a little bit of a vague topic, right? Tales of Design. It could be anything. So, let me tell you a bit about this series. Some of you all have been in the design world for a long time, while some not so much. But one thing we can all see is that the world of design is evolving constantly. So it has become really important for us as a community to have conversations around design, to learn from each other, to understand what the future holds for us, and to better equip each other for the future of design. For us at Nikhil Fox, our people are our strength. Their happiness, fulfillment, and success matter. In this spirit was started this initiative, where we invite industry experts from all over the world to share with us a slice of their expertise. Before we begin, I would like to tell you a little bit about how the session is going to pan out. First, we are going to have our guest speaker, Mr. Pratik Seni, talk to us about user personas. After that, we are going to open up the floor to a Q&A round. During the session, do not hesitate to interact with the speaker when he throws towards you a question. You can use the raise your hand feature if you want to say something. Although webinars are now a norm most of you are used to, we want to give you the most authentic experience as possible. We want you to be here with us. So we encourage you to make full use of emojis to interact with our speaker throughout the session. So any thought you liked, or any joke cracked, don't be shy to hit those emojis. Let Mr. Pratik Seni also find out if he's as funny as he's good at design. More feathers to his cap. The chat box is also open for any queries or questions that we can take up at the end of the session. Lastly, I would encourage everyone to have their cameras on so that we can interact with our speaker. Now, moving on to our main event, what you have all been waiting for. I welcome Mr. Pratik Seni, our guest speaker. He's a UX designer and educator from Delhi, and it was his curiosity to learn about the inner workings of people's minds, along with creative thinking, that led him to UX design. He's also the founder of Vasudev Foundation, an organization that works for the betterment of society. With over 5 years of experience in the design industry, he's keen to share all the knowledge he has and help everyone on the same path with this drive. He's here to talk to us about user personas. I would now like to give the floor to Mr. Pratik Seni.
Thank you so much, Sanya, for the wonderful introduction. Many of you already know me, but those who don't know me, I would like this or consider this as an opportunity to express myself or tell you about myself. Hello, I am Pratik Seni. I am UX designer. I have more than 5 years of experience in designing line. Including that, I work with lots of small and big organizations like Zeta and GE Aviation. So I help them to grow as a team and help them in their UX processes and visual stuff. So I would like to share my screen where I can tell you a bit more about myself. I hope you all can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. So this is me, guys. So I have, as I mentioned you that I have more than 5 years of experience. I done nearly 60 plus projects. I've won 4 awards, and in past I have experience to mentor people. And beside that, if any one of you want to know more about me, about my past, about my designing skills, or anything you want to interact, so definitely in future we're going to grab some coffee. So today's topic is about user persona. So before I can like start my topic here, so I would like to know from you like um, what do you understand by user persona? Anyone? You can raise your hand, and if you know anything about user persona, so yes, gonna give.
Yeah, hi. I think user persona gives you an overall idea about your targeted group, and it gives you a chance to segregate your target group and bring out a person who's imaginary but represents the whole of your target group, so you can design products keeping him in mind or him or her in mind.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyone else wanna try? It doesn't matter it's a right or wrong. It's just like a part of a knowledge. Yes, Piyush.
So, according to my understanding, user persona is something basically we create a persona whenever we do a qualitative and quantitative research, and for a set of end users, we kind of uh, create those create those pain points and goals of the user that the user wants to achieve, and then according to those pain points and goals and frustrations of that particular set of end users, we try to move on to the solution according to that.
Wonderful, buddy. Anyone else wanna try? Yeah.
User persona can be the fictional character of a person which interacts with the products, which give the ideas of its own pain points, frustrations, goals, what he thinks, hear, and do in related to the product. So it can be that.
Wonderful. Anyone else? Seems like a very common topic for the design team, I feel. Let me share my screen again. I hope you can see it again. Can you confirm me, guys?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, wonderful. So firstly, like what we're going to cover in user persona. Okay. It's a basic thing like about user persona. What do you understand by user persona? What's the definition of that? What's the need? This is the main thing, like why we are making this user persona. So that's the main stuff. Type of user persona, like how many kind of user personas exist in our current market, and when we have to use any particular user persona. How can I find a people for my persona? So this is, I feel like a very common problem in the market. What I feel like lots of people know how to build a user persona, but the major problem is how we can find a people to who will going to like help us to make a user persona, or who is our exact ideal customer or perfect target audience. So we're going to learn about here the process. And when lots of cases when there is like a small budget client, you can say, or when the client will not be going to give you a time or space, and some agency will not going to time or space. So with no time or budget, how you can manage or build any particular persona? How to take an interview? I feel this is the most important thing in this whole presentation, because like the factor here is, if you are going to take anyone's interview, you can imagine yourself when you are giving any interview for your job or for any persona or something, or for any product. So firstly, you want to make people comfortable, and then like you can ask the hard question or product related question as well. So how you take an interview, this is also a very important aspect. And at last, like how to make a persona. So we're going to learn here like how we can making a persona with some real example. And yes, this is the definition. So what is user persona here? So a user persona is a fictional representation of your ideal customer. Fictional means in Hindi kalpanik. Okay, so what exactly, who is your ideal customer? This is the most important word in this whole definition, ideal customer. Okay, so who have same attitude or a similar attitude and the behavior related to your product, what you are building for. If your user has not a similar attitude or behavior, they will not provide you a proper insight for that, including that they have a same goal. Please don't confuse here features, because we have to build a persona to know what user want, then we have to decide a feature. Okay, so here our goal is same. What does it mean by goal here is our end goal is same. Okay, so what we want to achieve, so the customer goal and our goal would be same here. Why do I need a user persona? So this is seriously a most important thing, like which everyone will need to know. Okay, the question here is why is it required? So if we can build any product without persona, is it fine? Maybe yes, maybe no. So the reason is here: navigate design and feature decision. So like lots of cases we have, when you all you all are designer, and you easily can experience this thing in your past, that what feature we're going to put in our product. Let's suppose we are making any gym related product, okay, gym related application, okay, a fitness application. So do we add any diet plan over there or not? Okay, so this feature, like this diet plan chart is as a whole feature. Okay, so are you going to put this stuff or not? Is it required for your target audience or not? So this will going to navigate your design and feature decision. And one more thing, everyone should know, we designer are not allowed to choose what feature we're going to put. Okay, we are not building any application, any website, or any software by ourselves. We are making this for the people, for the end user, for the customer. So persona is always taking from your real customer or your ideal customer, who is a part of, which Gunagam express in a very beautiful way, which is a part of your whole, you can say, people, or a part of your whole targeted people. Okay, settle disputes with your personas in mind. So this is again very important stuff. This is a very basic problem which we all designer are face. Okay, like in our mind we feel that yes, this is what user want, because we like X is going in the X way. Okay, so this is what we always feel. Yeah, it will be great if we can build if we can put this feature, so everyone will be going to like it. But this is not the way, this is not the correct way to build any software. Okay, so by making a persona or by building a persona, this personas in mind stuff is going to be erased, and you decide what feature they are looking for, what decision you have to take for that. Type of personas. So there are two type of personas: UX persona and marketing persona. UX persona, which you all are very much aware of, understanding what our ideal user need for a product before the design process. What does it mean? It means that like, if we are building any particular product from scratch, so it will be great if we can talk to our user. They will going to guide us. We as a stakeholder or as a designer, we just know our product, like we are building any fitness product, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, but we will not going to decide, do we have to put the diet chart plan in the fitness application or not? So who will going to decide that? Through the user persona. And after taking the interview of your ideal customer, they will going to decide, yes, they want that X feature or not. So in the UX persona, the main thing which you are focusing on is goal, pain point, and motivation. What does it? I will going to explain you later on. But goal, which I guess you all can like understand by default, like what's your user goal, what's your product goal, what they exactly want and needs. Pain point means the frustration part. Motivation means like what motivate them, or what is their direction, and what they are exactly looking for. What is marketing persona here? Marketing persona is going to take with a bulk of your existing customer. Okay, let's imagine, I can give you one example. Amazon is already established as a very good product. Okay, so if we want to understand what he want to show at first, so he will not going to ask to a new user, he will going to ask from his existing user. Okay, I hope you can see this word existing, which is the most important here. So the reason behind that segmentation, growth, profit. So the marketing persona companies are making just to build or take some more profit from the current or existing product. Targeting means here is like we are going to target to our what kind of user. So they will going to decide, we're going to target X user. Then accordingly they are taking an interview from the people. And if you see the difference here in the UX persona, ideally we have to take a 3 interview, 4 interview, 5 interview. And in the marketing persona, we have to take a bulk of interview from your existing customer. which I feel is the most important thing. Like, how can I find people for my persona? So the process here is so important, guys. Please understand. Like, how could I how I recruit for interview? Like, how could I recruit people for my interview? So understand the process here, and if anyone have any doubt or something, you can ask clearly between this. So there are two type of there are two type of interviews you can take. Okay, structured interview and semi-structured interview. What is structured interview and semi-structured interview is? Structured interview is if you ask 10 if you're going to ask 10 question and those 10 question are always fixed, you will not going to change those questions. Semi-structure means your next question is depend upon their previous answer. Let's suppose which is your favorite country? I said India. Okay, so my next question is related to that. What you like in India? Which city you like the most in India? So it's come under the semi-structure. So whatever my answer is, it's always depend upon my next question is always depend upon my answer. How to create a recruiting process? Okay, have to create a recruiting process. Firstly, you have to decide how many participants you are going to take. Firstly, decide what kind of persona you are making. Are you making a UX persona or marketing persona? Let's suppose consider that we are making a UX persona. So how many participants you are going to take for the interview? 3, 4, 5, 6, up to you. Your product requirement. Choose your target audience. Like let's suppose I want to build an Instagram. Okay, which I feel everyone is very much aware of that. So I want to build an Instagram here. So who is our ideal customer for the Instagram? I guess it's young people who is between 16 or 15 to 45 around. So I have to choose my target audience first. Then afterwards, I have to make a form where I can write it down on lots of questions and select it where I will going to send that particular form in the form of survey, where I will going to send, like on a LinkedIn platform, Instagram platform, or any Slack channels or any other stuff. And this is the most important thing in the recruiting process is screening question. Okay, what exactly the screening question is? Let's suppose if you are now you will going to send a survey form to thousands of people, but you can't take an interview of thousands of people, right? So you are going to take an interview of max 4 people, 5 people, 6 people. So how you can screen out? Okay, so let's suppose you are going to build 10 questions. Okay, and for choosing the perfect target audience, you have to see what question, what answer I want from that particular question to screen out the people. Okay, so this screening part is seriously important. So you have to screen out in every question. So in this way, you can figure out and find out your perfect or ideal customer. So how many persona, like too many persona, like ideal number is 3. This is what I feel like. How many persona I can make to come out with a good result? Like lots of people are going to say 10, 7, 8, 6, 5. Okay, for me, I feel 3, 4, it's fine enough. The reason behind that, due to this recruitment process and this screening out questions. Okay, the reason behind that, like why I said the ideal number is 3 or 4 something, because I screen out my perfect target audience. Okay, let's suppose if you have no time, no budget, so how we can do that? So it's very simple. You can take an interview of your stakeholder. You can request them. Like stakeholder is not just a client, is the person who are involved in that particular product through his heart. Like, okay, so you can take an interview of any particular stakeholder. You can request them for a half an hour call or 1 hour call, and then you can ask your question accordingly. Or in some cases, if you feel hesitate to take an interview of a stakeholder or XYZ reason you are facing that due to X reason I can't take an interview with my stakeholder, so you can work on your assumption as well. And over there, it makes sure one thing, like it doesn't matter you are taking an interview of a stakeholder or any person who is related to the product, it should be a neutral body. Neutral body as in like he's not biased with any particular feature or any particular thing. He will give you the correct answer which you are looking for. Okay, interview pattern. How to take interview. So it's always begin with like ease out the user. So as I mentioned earlier, that if you are going in any particular interview, okay, so first thing which you want, that like as a candidate or participant, you want that you feel very ease and comfortable. So same behave with your user. Okay, behave with the do the same behavior with your participant. Like ask them a very basic question like where you live, what's your hobby, what brand you love the most, okay, related to your product. After that, when your participant is so comfortable with you, so comfortable with each and every stuff, so then you can ask some technical background questions, like what app or software you use the most, okay, how you manage your time, how many hours you work, and what device you use. Because like these basic questions are very important. The reason behind that, let's suppose if you are building a app but your target audience is using a laptop most, so there is no use for building an application. It will be great if you can go for the best website or a dashboard. Then end up with some professional and product related question where you get the maximum information. Okay, like what's your goal, what do you want to achieve, what do you think about any particular feature. As I give you an example of a diet chart. Okay, if you feel that diet chart is important for your product, so ask them like clearly, what do you think about that? Do you feel that like do we have to include the diet chart in our fitness application or not? And again, end up with the like positive questions, so he will feel good and okay with the interview process and everything. How to make a persona, the last step. Goals. Okay, how to find goals. So as an I can give you an example here. Amazon. Amazon is so famous, everyone is very much aware of Amazon website. All of you, I'm pretty sure you buy some stuff in past from Amazon. So if you notice that like each and everything is so structured in Amazon. If you can't find a stuff, you can just search over there. Let's suppose if there is no search button at the top, so how you can find a stuff over there? Okay, so Amazon take an interview of a user, they understand their pain. It's very hard for the user to find a stuff because we have billions or millions and stuff or a product in our website. So how we can ease the user? So just because of that one feature, search, it's help out maximum of the customer to finding the product. So you have to understand what exactly users want and need. Okay, what exactly they are looking for. But so the benefit of the benefit of this is to understand the goal here is like help us to decide what feature we will going to use in our product. As I mentioned earlier, due to persona, we understand like what feature we're going to use in our product. As a designer, we can't choose that. It's a customer always who will going to decide what feature we're going to put. Remove our personal feelings. So as a designer, sometimes we are so much like so much good depth in our product. We love our product so much. Okay, so we can't feel like we add some personal feeling over there, which I feel is not good for any product. So if a customer say, I want diet plan feature over there, so and you feel I have a doubt that do we have to add the diet plan feature over there or not? So your personal feeling will go on, and you get the like proper data for that. Okay, and confident for that. Yes, now I'm going to put the diet plan feature in my product. Remove team conflict about the feature. So lots of cases you all experience in past, sometime with the PM teams, product management team, developers, with other design teams, you feel so like there is a lots of conflict between the teams. Okay, you have to put X feature or not, you have to put Y feature or not. So if you have a persona, so no one will going to say any word, because you have a data with your ideal customer, and then you can show it to your teammates, and then everything or everyone will going to agree with that. Again, like faster decision power. So this is what I feel like. If we have a persona, so we can if we do a proper research, so we quickly jump on the good conclusion or good result. frustration, it's also like one of the, you can say, important module in the user persona. So how to find a user pain point? I can give you an example here, Byju's. I wish everyone is again aware of the Byju's. So let's suppose I have a kid, so I will going to download the Byju's application for him. Okay. Then I can see after like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, Byju's is show them the advertisement. But then I noticed that like those advertisement are little adult for my kid. So I will not going to like recommend anyone for the Byju's. So this is what my pain point is. Okay. This is the stuff where I feel the problem in the product. So I will convey to the customer care like why you are showing XYZ ad or adult ad to my children. It's not good for them. So, and I will not going to recommend anyone Byju's now. So as a customer, it will going to hurt me. As a customer, I will not going to download Byju's anymore. So they lose their ideal customer. So we have to understand the pain point over here. What exactly the problem in a particular product? What exactly the pain point of your user? So what's the benefit of that? Benefit as in like if you understand the frustration. So again, you can take a better decision. Okay, it will going to save your bulk of time. And here I need like any of you, if you can answer here, like what do you understand was the benefit if we know the frustration in the user persona? Anyone wanna try? Sani, can you help me out? Like I can see the answer. Yes, Piyush.
So understanding the frustrations of user from the persona actually helps the designer to move in a certain direction to find the solution of those problems. Not basically not exactly maybe it would be that in the first attempt he might not be able to find the exact solution, but he will be actually guided in the particular direction of the problem that actually the user is facing in the product.
Perfect. Nice. Anyone else want to try? What do you think if we know the frustration of the user, how it will going to benefit our product? Yeah, Vinita.
That can make us empathize with our users on a better level. We can actually put ourselves into their shoes and understand product from their perspective and make it simpler for them to use eventually.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else or I can proceed? Thank you. Okay. So this is an example of how you can create any user persona here. Okay. So if you notice here, this is a name and I mentioned the points here as well. So we're going to go with these pointers, but again, it's totally up to you. In design, one thing is common is that there is no rule in designing. Okay, so you can go in any way, whichever way you feel comfortable or you feel I can figure out the better result. So this is Daisy Rogers. Okay, firstly we have to write down the name of any particular person, then they are like what's the age or a basic information about that particular user with the good image. So the image is seriously important. The reason behind that, like you can emotionally connect with the people then if you can add any particular image. Age, so with this you can figure out the age group. Profession, location, again location is so important. Like I can give you one example. As Sania mentioned that I'm a founder of Vasudev Foundation. So one time one person from Germany visit my free education school. So over there I noticed that their cell phone is in a German language, not in an English one. Okay, so as a Indian, I feel I can't use my cell phone in the Hindi language. So this is why your location of your target audience is so important. You have to understand from which background they are coming, what application or what feature are more famous in their country. So you have to understand the location as well and which language they are more comfortable and currently use app. And then some basic bio. Let's read it out. Daisy Rosa is a gym freak. So she's a lady who loves gym so much. She has a very busy schedule managing her family and professional life. So she's a working lady. and managing her family in a very beautiful way. And nearest gym is up to 7 kilometers from her home, which took 20 minutes of driving one side. Means she spent 40 minutes or waste 40 minutes just in the driving. And even include that, now fuel prices are so high, so she have to spend more money on the fuel as well. I use Instagram to socialize myself. So it means she's a person who love trendy things because she's using a platform like Instagram. So to socialize herself, to upload an image, something, and see people's reels and image of post. Brand. So here I put a brand logo which she use in a regular basis for the gym related stuff or the product which we are looking for. So we have to upload an icon over there. Okay, what application or software your ideal user is using, or what brand they are love the most. Again, it's not necessary to upload any brand which is like related to your product. It's not compulsory. Okay, you can like upload any brand which she likes, so you understand your ideal customer taste. The fifth point here is goal. So what's her goal? What's her want and need? Want a coach who guide with the proper knowledge. So she's looking for the coach. Need a proper daily routine timetable for exercise and diet chart. So which is clearly like she's looking for the diet chart, and which is in a very scheduled manner. And one thing, if you all notice, she is a professional lady, she's a working lady. So a diet plan should be accordingly her according to her time zone or according to her daily routine. Even when I am free in the office, do some exercise while sitting on the chair. Okay, so this is what like user is looking for. If which means as you mentioned in the bio, she's a gym freak, so she love to do exercise even when she's sitting on any particular chair. Remind me when I forget to do exercise. Again, like it will be great if we can the notification feature, so she get a reminder or a reminder feature in our application. So after like when the exercise time, so we can give her a remind 30 minutes ago or a 40 minutes before that. So the sixth point is frustration or a pain point. Again, this term is totally up to you. What do you want to write over there? It's not fixed. Whichever way you feel guys comfortable, you can write it down in any particular way. Don't have a proper diet chart to follow. Okay, so that's a pain point. Okay, currently where she's going, she don't have a diet chart. That's why she's asking for diet chart. My schedule is very tight, so sometimes I forget to do exercise. That's why she's looking for the reminder. The gym is too far from my home, which is very time consuming. Now we have to think about if she can do exercise in home. That's why we are building an application where we can give her a coach as well. The gym instructor is not regular on time. Again, as I mentioned, she's looking for the coach who will guide her on a daily basis. Behavior is always up to you. How you understand, how you assumption, how's your assumption, how she react, you have to write it down in that way. Okay, she's not afraid of hard work. That means she's a hard working lady. Okay, this is what you observe, you assume while you are doing a video call or meet her in person. And spend all day in the office. So maximally like 8 or 9 hours she's spending in the office. So majorly she's spending a lots of time in the office. So that means we have to take care of this stuff that she will going to do exercise while sitting on the chair. Use social media to update her life. Okay, the 8th point is personality. Personality is like how you judge her, like what kind of personality this person is, like judging, receiving, analytical or creative, extrovert or introvert. Okay, so you have to judge according to your interview, like what kind of personality she have. Again, the motivation part, like how much she loves socialize herself. Pride, achievement. Achievement means like if we are building a fitness application, so that means we have to add one feature where she can like compete with someone. And 10th one is quote, the summary of the whole user persona in 1 line or 2 line. So I'm a working mother, so I hardly find time for traveling to the gym. Okay, which means it's very hard for her to go on a regular basis. I wish it's in my home. So that's why we are building an application. So that's the example of user persona. And I will going to share this PDF with every one of you, and you can like understand like meaning of everything here. Again, behavior, personality, and motivation. It's not that compulsory, but again, it will be great if you write it down, the behavior of your user, personality or motivation. If you understand or understand them more, so it will be great for your product. And the lifespan of any particular persona is 1 year. And this is some real example. If you notice here, like this is like gym related, like what's a goal, frustration or something. And this is like another live example which you can look after when I will share the PDF with you guys. So that's it from my end. If any one of you have any questions, so please let me know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prateek Saini. That was such an insightful session. We got a very interesting insight into the world of user personas. As designers, obviously, we all know the importance of user personas, but your in-depth analysis and those tips and tricks into the entire process, because we learned it is an entire process, not just one page of your research. They were very insightful. I'm sure everyone here took a lot of notes. And as Mr. Prateek Saini said, please, he will share with us the entire PDF. So please drop in your email IDs in the comment section, and we will later send the PDF to you. And we are now opening the floor to some questions. You can, again, the same process, raise your hand if you have a question.
I have one question. So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, as you said, the 3 is the best number for the user persona. So, there can be more than 3 personas. So, maybe in some cases, there can be a different individual from different domains, which will be using the app for their different goals. Maybe you are saying that there is a fitness app. Someone may be using for it for the marketing, and say there will be different domains that they will be using. So what is the best number, like 4, 3, or it depends upon the domains or the people are using the app?
You done?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, beautiful question, Aman. So like one thing you have to understand, like here, before I mentioned that ideal number is 3 or any 4. Again, this is what my experience is, firstly. Secondly, why I said ideal number is 3, the reason is before going to take any interview, or before we are going to jump any process of user persona, okay, we have to screen out the people. Okay, in the screening, I ask them, okay, from which profession you are, let's suppose. If they are not from the particular profession which I am looking for, so I can remove them from the list. So I will going to take the interview only and only my ideal customer. So screening question or the process which I mentioned is the most important thing, or a backbone of the user persona, where I screen out out of 100, I will going to select only 5 or 6 people for my user persona, and out of them I will going to take an interview only of 3 or 4. So in the form of backup, I will going always put 2 people. Okay, so that's why the answer here is like you can screen out the people and choose only your ideal customer. So through surveys you can like easily figure out this stuff. If you want, I can like give you one example for this. Like, let's suppose if you have one question over there, from which profession you are: A, design; B, development; C, content; D, other. Okay, if people are going to if you're looking for just designer, so those people who selected A, yes, I'm a designer, so only those people going to select for the next round. Okay, next round as in like then you can proceed or see their other answers. Okay, so before that you are always going to, let's suppose if you are send in the survey form, if you are going to send 10 questions, so you are just looking for the 10 correct answer which you are looking for, then you can invite them for the interview. Yeah, any other question, guys? Hey Pratika.
Yeah, thank you for this wonderful session. I just have one question. So, is age factor considered while creating personas? And is there any research methodology where we define the age of our target users? Because I've seen that sometimes it's really difficult to bring down the age group for which you're designing your application, right? So, if you could just give some insights on that.
Yeah. In past, I built one case study for Nikhil Fox itself. So where I have to select for which age group we have to build. Okay, but like I would like to give you one example. If let's suppose if we are building Instagram, okay, which I mentioned earlier. Okay, so majorly as a stakeholder, they know for what age group they are looking for. Okay, there are three type of age group according to me. One age group is children, which is nearly like 4 to 16 or 15, and second age group is adult, which is 15 to 45, and the third one is old, 45 above. Okay, so if you are targeting old people, if you are making any application, because as I mentioned in my PPT, that your goal would be same. Okay, your attitude, behavior would be same if you are ideal customer, and your goal would be same. So in the goal stuff is came from the stakeholder side, to whom they have to target. Okay, and age factor matters a lot, seriously a lot. But again, there is no as such a methodology for that, because your stakeholder will need to clear you. But again, if you are building something for the old people who are above 45 or more, so you have to add any you have to like put a bigger font size for them to ease out or read them, or in the form of usability, they can use your product in a very easy way. If you are building for the adult people, you have to make them very professional with particular feature, only exact feature what they are looking for. If I can give you an example, like in past we are using a Facebook so much, and I feel you are experienced the same. Then after that, Instagram come in our life, right? So now if you notice that there are thousands of features which people don't even know in the Facebook. Okay, and in the Instagram there are so limited feature which everyone will know. Okay, I know if they launch X feature, so I know that. And most of the people, especially the adult group, is converted, like they leave the Facebook and they're using the Instagram so much now. So the major reason behind that is their target audience is adult, and adult people looking for the premium thing nowadays, and only limited stuff which they are looking for. And now the third group is children. If you are building something for the children, so you have to put a lots of colors over there. You have to take care of your CTA corners, CTA buttons, corner radius side as well. Because if you notice that, like try to like connect with the real world as much as possible. If you notice the children toys, so they are not sharp. Yeah, if you notice they are round, so try to use the CTA as round as possible. So again, depend upon to whom you are building for, but again, as your answer, target audience is important, their age factor is important, and stakeholder have a clear idea to whom they are going to present for. I hope this is your answer.
Thank you.
Piyush.
First of all, very nice and informative session, Pratik. And my question is that as you have introduced this personality segment in your persona, so my question is that while we are taking an interview, or either we are making a form for the user to like get an insight of what actually their pain points and goals are, so we try to tell the user that we won't be judging them on the basis of their answers, or we won't be judging them whatever they are giving the answers on the particular interview. So do you think like the personality traits that we are keeping on the persona is a right thing to do in the persona?
Okay, nice question, Piyush. Like, so I want to repeat your question here so everyone get on the same page. So your question here is it feasible for us to add personality stuff in a persona when we are going to ask some limited question to a user, right? This is your question, right? Okay, so firstly, like if I can share my experience with you, in initial days it was so hard for me either. Okay, how I can judge them, how I can judge their behavior, how I can judge their personality, how I can judge their motivation part, how motivated they are or not. Okay, so initially phase you will going to definitely you will going to say face a problem. But again, like coming back to your question, it's little hard to judge them, but for your product you must have to do that. Okay, so again, one thing which is very common in UX research, don't go what they are saying, always go how they react. Okay, so you have to judge their personality, how they react. Okay, you have to see how their eyesight is going when they're using any of product, or while they're talking to you, how confident they are when they are giving you an answer. Sometime, like, again, I can give you one example, like I'm pretty sure, like if you're from Delhi, so you enjoy the street food here, right? So in the street food or a Chinese food stall, there are like hundreds of dishes over there. Okay, and when we are going in any 5-star hotel, so over there are like very limited dishes. Okay, so the thing here is like, why they have a skill, they have a time, they have a management, still they are not selling 100 of dishes. The reason behind that, they want their user will going to decide as soon as possible. And in the Chinese shop, we are spending a lot of time what we're going to order pro. Okay, right? So that's the reason behind, like now as a UX researcher, you have to see what your user actually behave. Okay, what is their behavior? Okay, if they are spending, they are going to say we want 100 of dishes, but then as a result, they are not going to order within a 5 minutes. So it's a failure, right? So that's why as a designer or as a researcher, it's much for you to add a personality or behavior. Okay, and I know it's a hard task, but initially it's a hard, but later on you will going to like understand this process. And that's the reason behind you are doing the screening process. That's the reason behind you are doing you are taking a 3 or 4 persona, so you understand what exactly was the median of these personas, right? Was the median of these. You are not building your product just by taking a one interview. You are going to take a lots of interview, and more than that, you are screening out the people here. So in the screening out, you already looking for those people who have X behavior, X attitude, okay, X goals, right? So yeah, that's the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Vinita.
First of all, amazing presentation and workshop, Pratik. Great job for you and your team. Okay, one question that I often come across and it lives in my mind rent-free. When we are structuring questions for our users, we are structuring them in a way to find out the answers that we can eventually apply to the interfaces we are creating, right? We are leaning towards understanding our users better. And unawareingly, we end up framing our questions in a manipulated manner. As a designer, we want certain answers because we know what the interface we are designing needs to be applied with certain features, you can say, or should be created in a certain way. So sometimes it tends to happen, even if you're not aware about it, that we are kind of stealing away a user's freedom to answer their questions in an unbiased manner. Do you think it's fair from our end, or how should it be worked out?
Okay, done?
Yeah.
Firstly, like, seriously wonderful question. Like, as I mentioned, like in past, I mentor nearly 25 students as well, and this is a very common problem in our designing field. Okay, and the reason behind that, why it's a problem, because we always feel we are the person who is going to decide what feature we're going to put in the software or application or website which we are making. We are not the person who is going to decide what feature we're going to put. It's always the stakeholder, and it's always your end user. In practical life, in design agencies, if you are looking for, it's if they are not giving you time for the research, so it's always your stakeholder. It's again not you. Okay, they will going to decide what feature they are looking for. If they say they want a diet plan chart, so you must have to put the diet plan chart in your fitness application. And in the other case where you have find a time to do a research, it's like we are looking for the person who have the same goal. We are not looking for the person who say yes to our particular feature. Okay, we are not going to decide what feature we want. Again, I mentioned you, it's always make your question in that way where you can ask them what feature they want. Okay, if you are looking for any particular feature, let me give you one example. Let's suppose, again, I'm giving you a same example here. A diet plan chart you want. Okay, you desperately want, Vinita want, I want it in my fitness application, that people will going to use the diet plan chart. Okay, then you ask them directly, what if I want to put, again, don't force them, but ask the question in a way where they will not going to feel a burden, or a pressure. Yeah, yes, it's yes, just put it. Okay, so make sure you are going to ask in a neat way or a nicely way that we are thinking that that diet plan chart will going to be good in the application or not. So what's your thing? Okay, what you think. So respect your user, respect their wording. Okay, so in that way you can like come out with the best result, I feel. Okay, so you will not going to bias on particular thing. And again, as I mentioned, that you desperately want, so you just ask them, we are thinking about X feature, what do you think about X feature? If they are not, so don't repeat your question. This is what I feel. Is this the answer?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Hi, Anima.
Hi. So first of all, great workshop. And my question is, like suppose we are creating an app for fitness, and in persona, in the brand section, we put brands or apps like Instagram, Spotify, which are not related to fitness. So how it is useful for us if client say, like user says that I use H&M app, and we put in the persona H&M. So how it is useful?
Nice question, Anima. So I think I already explained it when I was like showing the user persona. So what's the reason behind that is that you are building a persona, you already know your customer, you already know your competitor. Okay, so you can ask them a question, okay, which application you like the most. But in the persona, what I feel or what I saw in the most of the persona, they will going to put the random application, mobile app or software over there. The reason behind that, to understand their taste. Okay, so let's suppose Anima is my perfect or ideal customer, right? Okay, and she love H&M brand. So why she love H&M brand? What's the reason behind that? She loved the she are using their application because of their color code, because of their quality, because of any X factor. So I need to understand if that particular X factor is related to my product. So I will going to try to like use that particular feature in my product as well, as close as possible, right? So that's why you have to like ask a people what application you love the most. It should be random. Please give them the space, give them the breathing space, or a freedom to speak. Okay, we love H&M, we love Starbucks, and for the gym related, we love Cult or Curefit. Okay, so you can ask them both question, any particular related to your product. You can ask them a question, and again separately you can ask them their favorite application as well. Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question, guys? Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah, so wonderful workshop, Pratik. It is not exactly a question, just a query about one thing. I think you have mentioned about life of user persona or time span. It is 1 year. So just need a bit clarity about how does it matter for a product like a user persona, as we are looking for an ideal customer for a whole product. Like we are not revamping product again and again. So how does it matter?
Nice question, bro, for a query. I want to ask you one thing, Abhishek. From how many years you are using WhatsApp?
Like 5, 6 years.
5 years, 6 years. Is it the same WhatsApp? You are using a 5 years?
It's continuously improving.
Yes, that's the point. upgrading ourselves. Okay, so if our user are like we are not eating the same food on a daily basis, right? Even we are not able to eat our favorite food on a daily basis. Like I love burgers a lot, but I can't eat the burger all 3 times 7 days a week. Okay, I can't do that. Why? Because user want change, user need a change, user need a upgradation in their application or software. Okay, so that's why it will be great if time to time you can ask them. And again, as I mentioned that you don't have to build a UX persona again and again. You can go on the marketing persona if your product is already strong. Okay, so WhatsApp is already strong. Now you can ask your existing customer what they love the most about WhatsApp, what feature they are like looking for in future. Okay, and like again, all things related to the WhatsApp and their feature, which you can ask your existing customer. Okay, just for the upgradation.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else?
One more question. So, actually, who is the ultimate winner for making the decisions? The stakeholder or the UX designer who get answers or solution according to the user or consumers? Maybe a stakeholder can know more better than the UX designer as they are dealing with the product more better than you.
Firstly, UX designer, UI designer, or any designer never be in this competition. You can't like consider them in any competition of this. It's always your stakeholder. We are firstly like we are building, we designer, okay, building an application for 3 people. Okay, your user, your stakeholder, okay, and your developer. If you are thinking of your user, okay, so you decide what feature they are looking for. With developer, again, is it feasible for them to build this feature in no time? Again, if any X feature is taking a 2-month time to develop, so we're going to launch in the version 2. And the stakeholder, who is the like father, you can say, of any particular product, so he will going to decide, okay, now we are going to launch this stuff. So UX design has never been in the game. It's always your user and stakeholder. And again, where your stakeholder is not going to allow you much as in like to do or give you a space for the research or time for your research. So it's always the stakeholder. Unfortunately, that's true. That's a practical thing in the market, which I experienced in the last 5 years, because lots of people jump in the market. They don't want to do a research part more. They don't want to ask for their customer. They don't want to give a space or time or budget. So that's the main reason behind like lots of startup didn't work out. And I can give you one insight, not just one insight, like on an average, one company hire one UX designer, which is coldly do a research after 8 years. So that's average. Over 50 developer, there is only one UX designer. Okay, and every year there is billions or millions of dollar losses just because they are not doing any kind of research part. So that's the number. So you can understand like how important the research part is, and the major reason for any particular failure. Like I can give you one live example. If any aeroplane crash, okay, so who get the blame? It's always the designer. Why? Because if they are not like making the stuff or like making the stuff in the way where pilot can access easily and quickly, so that particular pilot saved the hundreds of life, right? So it's at the end of the day, it's always the designer who get the most of the blame and get the most of the love. But again, the decision power, I don't feel that designer has. It's always the stakeholder and your customer. Anyone? Any other question? I think that's pretty much up. Sanya.
Yeah, thank you. I hope we covered everybody's questions. And with this, we come to the end of our session. Before that, I would just like to say this again. You can please drop in your email IDs in the comment section so that we can send you the presentation. So this was a very insightful session. Thank you, Mr. Prateek Saini. Thank you for taking out the time today and talking to us. We really appreciate it. And thank you everybody else, the audience, for joining us today. I hope everyone enjoyed the session as much as we did putting it up for you, and we hope to see you in future sessions too. Thank you.